Right. Well, good morning, everyone. Hope that you're doing well on this lovely President's Day. We're going to go ahead and get started. We want to welcome you guys to our registration information session. I bet you're probably saying, oh, is it already time for registration? Well, guess what? It is time for registration. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce a couple of people here on the line with us. First up is our administrators. Of course, you all know Mr. Nagley, who is our school principal. We have Dr. Mutawali, who is the assistant principal for the last names A through E. Mr. Motley, he is the assistant principal for the last names F through L. Ms. Hudson, she is the assistant principal for the last names M through R. And just joining us in January, I believe, is we have Ms. Moore, who is the assistant principal for the last names S through Z. And then we have our student services staff. First up from the counseling department, we have Ms. Sims, who deals with the last names A through CO. We have Mrs. Leonard, who deals with the last names CP through GO. Ms. McCauley, last names GP through JO. Mr. Freeman, last names JP through ME. Ms. Bernard, last names MF through PR. Ms. Palazzi, last names PS through TE, and Ms. Dawkins, last names TF through Z. And you can see that all of our email addresses are listed there. Also, we have that information located on our website as well. And then we have our registrar, Mrs. Beaupre, and our data manager, Mrs. Burns, who you will be working with as well. And our registrar, you'll work closely with her if you need to register your student. We have our school social worker, Mr. Brown, and we have our family community engagement liaison, Ms. Flowers. You'll also be hearing today from one of our career and college managers, Ms. Yancey, who will be on the line as well. And then if you ever need to make an appointment with your counselor, the career and college manager, you can always schedule an appointment to see those individuals by going to the page website, departments and counseling. And then right up under there, you'll see a link that says book an appointment with your counselor. Of course, we always like to make sure that we go over this information so no one can ever say they forgot. Our graduation requirements, of course, you have to have 4 English 1, 2, 3, and 4, maths, 4 maths, science, 3 sciences, social studies, there's 4 social studies, health and PE, you just need 1, electives, those will be 6, CPR, of course, that's a pass or fail course. And then total credits from a traditional school like Page High School is 22 credits. Of course, those credits change if you're coming from a block school. And then the goals of this registration session. The goals of our session today is to learn about the Future Ready Core high school graduation requirements, to understand courses your student must take to meet the graduation requirements, and then just to better understand the registration process itself. And now I will turn it over to my lovely colleague, Ms. Sutton.
Good morning. So goals, the Future Ready Core, it helps ensure that students graduate with the academic foundation they need to be successful in the global economy. And this can mean going to a 2-year college or a 4-year college after high school. It can also mean going into the military or going into the workforce after college. As Ms. Sims said, you do need 4 credits of English, and this can be honors, or come your 11th and 12th grade year, it can be honors, or it can also be AP or IB. You also need 4 credits of math. You need Math 1, Math 2, Math 3. And then you also need a 4th math course. This can be Math 4. It could also be a course such as Pre-Cal. And these courses are also offered in standard and honors as well. And then you also need 3 credits of science. You need biology, earth or environmental science. And you also need a physical science. And this can be the physical science course, or it could also be chemistry or physics. And I'm now going to turn it off to my colleague, Ms. Dawkins.
Good morning. So for the class of 23, we need to have 4 social studies to graduate. That's civics, world history, American history, and an additional social studies. So it could be a social studies elective like psychology or another American history. They have a variety of different selections that they can select from. You also, everyone that needs to graduate needs to have a health and physical education credits. We have to have 2 elective credits of any combination from either career and technical education, arts education, or global languages. 4 of those elective credits are strongly recommended from one of the following: career and technical education, junior ROTC, arts education, or any other subject area like math, science, social studies, English, or global languages. Foreign languages, you're not required to have 2 years, but most college admissions to the UNC system require at least 2. IB candidates will need at least 4, and the credit taken in middle school for high school credit can count towards this. And I will turn it over now to Mr. Freeman.
Good morning, everybody. CPR certification must be completed as a high school graduation requirement. All students need to make sure they complete this in either 8th grade or 9th grade. Like Ms. Sims said earlier, you need 22 credits, a minimum of 22 credits to graduate from Page High School. There's other schools in Gifford County that follow a block schedule, meaning they need 28 credits to graduate. But at Page, we follow a traditional model, so you need 22 to meet our high school requirement. We also offer EOCs. EOC stands for end of course tests, and this is not offered for all the tests, just a select 4, as you see on your screen, which are Math 1, Biology, English 2, and Math 3. And to move on to the next grade, you need to earn a minimum of a number of credits to move to the next grade. So if you want to move from the 9th to 10th grade, you need to have a minimum of 5 credits earned. To move from the 10th grade to 11th grade, there needs to be a minimum of 10 credits earned. And to move from the 11th grade to 12th grade, you need at least 16 credits to earn. And at the end of graduation, again, that magic number 22 is what you need, and that's the minimum amount of credits. All right, and this is a chart about how we come up with GPA. So I'm gonna go over this in detail, and hopefully everyone understands. Okay, so what this chart shows is how points are awarded to each level course. Okay, so a student earns points in each course that they take. You can also see by the chart, we have different level of courses. We have standard, we have honors, we have AP, IB, and dual enrollment. And dual enrollment are college level courses. So for a standard level course, a student can earn anywhere from 0 to 4 points. So if a student earns an A in the course, they'll receive 4 points. And if they earn a B in the course, they'll receive 3 points. For honors courses, the points will increase by a half a point. So if a student earns an A, they'll get 4.5 points. And then if they get a B, they'll get 3.5 points. And then for the AP and IB level and also dual enrollment courses, a student will earn an additional whole point more for a course. So if a student earns an A in a course, they'll get 5 points. And if they earn a B in a course, they'll get 4 points, and then so forth and so on, just by looking at the chart. And the way that we calculate GPA is by taking the sum of all the points earned for the course and dividing it by the number of courses taken. So for example, if a student has taken 7 standard level courses and earned A's in all of the courses, they will have a total of 28 points. And I know this because I'll take the 7 classes they've taken times the 4 points that they receive for each course, and that equals 28. The student will overall have a 4.0 GPA because you'll take that 28 points that they have divided by the 7 courses they've taken, which equals a 4.0. If you have any questions about GPA, let us know. We can go into some more detail. But for right now, we'll move this on to our CCM, Ms. Latasha Yancey, who will talk about the career and technical education.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be here today to talk to you about career and technical education. As you heard earlier, students are encouraged to take 4 elective credits in 1 special area of interest, and we are hoping that their area will be CTE. In order to be a CTE concentrator, a student must take a minimum of 2 credits within one career cluster. One of those clusters has to be at least a level 2, and several of our level 2 classes do offer students the chance to earn a CTE endorsement. Within CTE, we have a motto that we are the ultimate classroom to career experience. Our goal is to help students develop career development services, and we want to help them transition from post-secondary education to employment. We do understand that college is not for everyone. So again, we offer those career development services to help students prepare for high skill, high wage, and in-demand careers. Here is an overview of our CTE courses. As you can see, we have a wide variety of classes. Each one of these classes falls within one of our 8 career cluster pathways. Under the architectural pathway, we have drafting, architecture, and electrical trade courses. Under the arts, audio, video, technology, and communication courses, we have our digital design and animation, and also our Adobe video class. Under the finance career cluster, we have accounting, Excel, financial security and investments, which is our financial planning courses. Under our health science pathway, which is healthcare professionals, we have health science 1 and 2, and also nursing fundamentals. Under our information technology pathway, we have our computer science courses. And then finally, under our marketing pathway, we have our sales 1 and 2 clusters. As I mentioned earlier, our classes offer students the opportunity to earn several industry recognized credentials. The purpose of these credentials is to help document skill sets, which makes our students more marketable to employees. Under our Adobe classes, under our audio and video classes, students have the chance to earn the Adobe credential. Our Autodesk credential falls under our drafting courses. CPR is for our nursing, health science 1 and 2 students. Our Excel students have the opportunity to take the Microsoft Office exam. All of our electrical trades and core students take the NCCER and our OSHA safety. Again, our nursing students can also have the opportunity to sit for our CNA exam. And any student who takes at least 2 courses in a CT pathway, one of those being a level 2, has the opportunity to take the ACT Work Keys exam and earn the Work Keys Career Readiness Certification. We also offer a variety of career and technical student organizations. We have FBLA, DECA, Skills USA, and our National Technical Honor Society. In terms of work-based learning, we partner with the Guilford Apprenticeship Partners Program. This gives students the opportunity to earn free college and a paycheck. With this program, a student must be either a high school junior or senior to apply with a minimum of a 2.8 GPA. What will happen is these students will apply to work with a company here in Guilford County. That company will pay for them to attend GCCC, and they can work in one of the following program areas: advanced manufacturing, automotive, IT, cybersecurity, or under HVAC, electrical, or plumbing. So again, my name is Ms. Shancy. I proudly serve as your career and college managers. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. You can see my contact information on the screen. And at this time, I will turn it over to Ms. McCullum.
Thank you, Ms. Yancey. Good morning again, everyone. As a reminder, I'm Ms. McCauley. I work with students' last names GP through JO, and I'm just going to pick up right where Ms. Yancey left off. Weaver is a great opportunity for our students to expand what classes are available to them. So Weaver, as you might know, is a magnet school where for arts and CTE and PAGE students do have the opportunity to take CTE courses specifically at Weaver. We do provide transportation to and from Weaver. And because Weaver is a block school, we offer for students to go for either first or second period or 6th and 7th period. And they would take a total of 2 classes there. You select 2 if you're interested in taking Weaver classes so that you can take 1 in the fall and 1 in the spring, as they are a block school, like I said. Weaver makes the determination of when your courses will be held. So you can't unfortunately pick if you will have 1st and 2nd or 6th and 7th. It just kind of depends on scheduling. And if you've selected a Weaver course that will conflict with one of your graduation requirements, whether that's English or math, you will be dropped from your Weaver course, so that way you can stay in the classes you need to graduate. Please see your counselor for a list of Weaver classes and how to sign up, but some examples that are offered are automotive technology, culinary arts, game design, computer programming. So those are just some of the options, but again, reminder that you can only take CTE courses at Weaver, not their arts classes. Some additional opportunities, the Career and College Promise program at Guilford Technical Community College is a great opportunity to take courses there at GTCC. This is for juniors and seniors only, but if you're a parent or student who's a current sophomore, now is the time to start thinking about those opportunities for next year. And if you have any questions or are interested, just see one of your counselors for information on how to apply. And so now the important stuff that some of you are here to learn about: registration. So registration is coming very, very soon. Students will register for their courses through PowerSchool. And remember that because we do have 7 class periods, you must register for a minimum of 7 courses or credit hours in PowerSchool. So in PowerSchool, if you plan to take more academic classes than the normal 4 required, you can choose those from academic electives. So that might be honors sociology or IB film, whatever it is, you look for those classes under academic electives. Counselors will be meeting one-on-one with each student to not only talk about classes for next year, but also to get some alternate options just in case, as you know, sometimes classes fill up. So we want to have some backup options for students also. And after counselors have finished meeting individually with all students, you will receive a copy of the courses you registered for, and your parent or parents, you must sign via a Google form. And we will send this out in the mail and electronically. So be on the lookout for that so that you can check out what your student has registered for and sign off on that. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Ms. Bernard, to go into a little bit more detail about registration.
Good morning, everyone. So for your registration, some of your needs to know is that you do not need to register for a lab if you're taking an AP Science or Art course, except for the AP Bio. You must register for the lab if you're taking that AP Bio course. When you're choosing your 3 alternates with your counselor, please put them in order. So if you're thinking maybe construction core, say band or art, do it in the order of which one that you would rather have, because we're going to go to that next. So make sure you put it in the order of importance, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Make sure also when you're selecting your courses that you select the correct level. If you want to take an honors class, AP, IB, etc., make sure you are picking that level when your registration. If you cannot find what you're looking for in PowerSchool, definitely ask one of your counselors. They are in a lot of different areas, so might have some trouble, but we'll help you out. Courses that you might need to audition for: band with Mr. D.N., vocal music, orchestra, or visual arts. These are some of the courses that you might have to audition for, so just be aware of that when you register. All right, so as it pertains to your PowerSchool login, this is the format that you will use. Your username is your lunch number. Your password is something that you've already determined, but if you ever forget that password, make sure you go to your teachers so they can reset it. They are the only ones that can reset it. As the counselors, we don't have access, so make sure you talk to your teachers if you need your password reset. So on this slide, we just really wanted to give you all a snapshot of what the PowerSchool registration portal will look like. It looks kind of different when this time comes around. So over to the left, you'll see it says class registration. You'll click there. Over to the right, you'll click on that little icon so you can go into the subjects and pick whichever one that you need or that you're interested in. Like I said before, make sure that you are indicating the correct the correct level. So if you want to do standard, honors, IB, it'll all be to the side. Make sure that you're picking the right one. Also, like Ms. McCauley said, your academic electives. So that could be psychology, statistics, honors anatomy. If you don't see the class that you're looking for under that subject, make sure you also check out academic electives or other electives for classes because it might be there. Weaver has its own section. So make sure if you're trying to take a Weaver class, you go over to the Weaver section and just to say it again, you must select 7 courses in order to submit your registration. You have to do 7 or it won't work. So now I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Palazzi to take us out.
All right, good morning, everyone. So we're just going to talk a little bit about the timeline. On March the 4th, I think that's Friday at 5 p.m. is when PowerSchool will open up for the registration for you guys to go in and work on those classes with your students. So that will be open from the 4th through the 11th. Starting on March 14th through April the 8th, we will meet individually with your students, 9th through 11th grade, obviously, and we will complete, and we'll talk about this with your students as well. We're going to go into their classrooms with them. They will have an electronic 4-year plan that they will have to complete before we meet with them so that we can discuss that with them during our meeting as well. By April 13th, your student course selections will be mailed to the parents so that you can see, what the students have chosen. And then by April 20th, the parent sign-off form will be sent electronically, and all flex schedule forms for seniors will be due. Service Learning Award diploma for the class of 2023. So this one's going to look a little different than the other classes due to COVID and some changes that they have made to make it a little bit more manageable for students to receive those hours. So in order to receive the Service Learning Award, the student would need to log 75 hours by the end of their senior year. To earn the Service Learning Diploma, they need to log 186 hours or more before the end of their senior year. All hours must be entered into X2Vol to receive recognition, which is an online platform. And Ms. Sims is kind of over service learning. She's the counselor over service learning. So if you need to contact her with any questions, she would be more than happy to help you. So for the other classes of students, 2024 and beyond, that will go back to kind of the usual hours. So in order to do the Service Learning Award, a student would need to log 100 hours by the end of their senior year. And to get the diploma, they would need to log 250 more hours by the end of their senior year. Same thing, it would go into X2Vol, and Ms. Sims can help you with any questions that you might have. We have certain reminds for each class of students. So please make sure that you are joining those remind pages. All you need to do is to text 81010. And depending on which class of students you have, you would, they're listed right there, but 2023 is at page HS23. 2024 is at PH Pirate 24, and 2025 is at Scholars 25. Also, we put a lot of information on the Counseling Canvas page, so have your students check that regularly, as well as the Counseling Department webpage, which is on the Page High School website. And that is all for our presentation. We will have it on the website under class registration, and we will now open the stage to you all for any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Lake, for putting in the chat. There are also Facebook and Instagram pages for each grade level that help keep parents up to date. So go ahead and look those up. Thank you for sharing that. If there's any questions, you're welcome to put them in the chat here. We'll wait a few minutes and feel free to put those in there. Or if you feel comfortable, you're welcome to unmute and ask your question as well.
So unfortunately, there is no benefit to registering first because what happens is the students, they all put their registration in there from March the 4th at 5 p.m. That window opens and it closes promptly March the 11th at 8 a.m. So we have a lot of students that said, Ms. Sims, I tried it March 11th at 8:02 a.m. and I'm like, boo, that's a little bit too late. But unfortunately, everybody just registers in that same portal during that time frame. And then we'll go back and we meet one-on-one with them and just talk with them about the course selections that they have chosen in that particular window. So there's no benefit to registering first, and not like college and stuff of that nature.
There's a good question here. Let's see. Oh, a lot of questions coming in, so it just jumped down. If only one untaken course is available at Weaver in a student's CTE track, what can be done? So I'll let Miss Yancey answer, and then we can chime in also.
So we try to make it as equitable as we can between Page and Weaver to see if we can get a student in a completed track. I do know that sometimes if a student only needs one particular course at Weaver, and Ms. McCauley, please correct me if I'm wrong, the student may have the option to take a academic course at Weaver to make sure that they have a completed schedule. But if we have the class at Page, and we'll try to split it between Page and Weaver, but if not, then we do give the student the option to take a academic course, whether it be a math or English, at Weaver to complete their schedule.
Absolutely.
But just be mindful, if you are taking an academic course at Weaver, all of their academic courses are honors. So there's no way to say, I just want to take a regular course, because that's just how their track is ran.
Ms. John asked, where can the course selections for 2022 and 23? Only 21 and 22 is showing on the website. Okay, we'll definitely make sure that gets updated. I think the link must have been broken, but we'll make sure we get that updated today. Thank you for asking that. Ms. Lewis asked if a sophomore still needs CPR, any suggestions on where to take this? We are offering CPR for students throughout the year at different points in the year. Like, for example, we're offering it for seniors, hopefully, the ACT day. You are also welcome to get certified and send that that certification in. If students are lifeguards or anything like that, they may have already gotten that CPR and can just send that certification in. Ms. Sims, you want to add something? Oh, I thought you looked like you were ready to speak. Okay. Let's see.
So Ms. Stafford asks, how does a rising senior register if they need less than 7 classes to graduate? Will PowerSchool have an option for this? Well, thank you, Ms. Stafford, for asking that question. We do ask that all of our students register for 7 classes. Of course, if, say, for example, they're senior and they only want to take 6 classes, when they meet one-on-one with us, they will tell us which of those classes they want to drop and not take, so they can put in some type of, I would say, bogus class. And then when they meet with us one-on-one, just tell us, hey, that's the class I want to drop because I only want to take 6 classes next year. And they also would tell us if they want a first period free or a 7th period free. And then there'll also be a form that the student must complete, or parents and students must complete, to tell us that they want to only take 6 classes. And that will be available via a Google form as well.
Another question in the chat, son is a current sophomore on the IB track, trying to decide whether to continue this track or switch to AP. Is this best discussed directly with his counselor? Yes, absolutely. We would love to talk with you about different options for you and your student with IB and or AP. And also, you're more than welcome to reach out to Ms. Hackney, who is our AP IB coordinator as well. And that's a great place to start, and we can start that conversation with you. Looking at Canvas for the counseling page and can't see it. Oh, thank you, Ms. Sims, for putting Ms. Hackney's email in. So it may be, we have a counseling Canvas page for students. So if you're an observer of your student's Canvas page, you should be able to see it. If you cannot, then that means that maybe your student hasn't joined our counseling Canvas page. So encouraging them to accept that invitation that we sent out, or talking with their counselor to make sure that they can get on that page.
So speaking of Canvas pages, there is also a CCM Canvas page that all students were sent an invitation to. So if you cannot see the CCM Canvas page, please encourage your child to join, as Ms. McCauley just stated.
Also, just going back to our Career and College Promise program, which I think is a great program for students to try to get some college credit that will transfer over to one of those UNC school systems. There will be a meeting coming up on Wednesday, February the 23rd, from 6 to 7 p.m. And that's going to be located at the GTCC Jamestown campus. And you can say, well, what if I can't make Wednesday, February the 23rd? Well, there is another one, Tuesday, March the 1st, still that same time, 6 to 7 p.m. These are in person at the GTCC Jamestown campus, and we do send out that information on our Counseling Canvas page as well.
Mm-hmm. Another little plug, we do have an active social media, so we do post announcements on Instagram and Twitter. Our Instagram is at page HS Counseling, and our Twitter is at page_counseling. And I'll put those in the chat here.
And there is a link for service learning and X2Vol, which I'll put that in the chat, but it's www.x2vol.com. And of course, the students, there's different things that they have to do in order to log their service hours. I always tell them they can always schedule a meeting with me, and we can go over those little pieces so that they make sure they don't miss anything. And I would love to talk about service learning, so we can definitely have a chat, whether it be virtually or in person.
So at this point, I'm going to stop the recording, but you are welcome to stay on and ask any questions that you may have. Again, feel free to put them in the chat, or reach out to your specific counselor, your student-specific counselor. I'll go back and put our emails back up on the screen, and you can also find them on the page website. Thank you all so much for joining us this morning. Again, this will be recorded and posted. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and thank you for your time.